Everybody wants to know the difference between Faris Al Arab by Mason Asrar and Amber Empire. Today we're gonna be talking about the differences, and I swear to God, if you are in the comment section after this, no, I'll try to do you right. Let's go. What's going on, guys? My name is Neeb. Welcome back to AROMATIX. My fragrance shelf is empty because they stole my fucking fragrances. They're on a boat on their way to Dubai because I'm moving to Dubai. These two fragrances are getting absolutely all the attention in the fragrance industry. And Clive Christian, you're welcome. Now they're gonna release new fragrances because, believe it or not, even talking about these is getting them light. It's free press, if you will. These fragrances are they're about $50, $55, and they're both inspired by a blonde amber. The fragrance itself is an amber vanillic dried fruits with some cardamom spice and a sandalwood style of dry down. It's super sexy, but it does have an aged vibe. It's like luxury refinement. You have to be like 25 and up to really feel these vibes, but there are some youth. Actually, a lot of the youth are really liking this one now. You know what? Actually, most of you guys are young and still liking this. It offers more complexity. I guess it's changed. It's crazy to think that like before, kids were into like Ultramall and shit like that, and now they're into like niche stuff. So I take it back. A lot of people in their like teens and 20s are liking this fragrance, regardless of the fact. If you think most popular amber fragrances, you're gonna think about like Amber Eve, Baccarat, no, by MFK, what is it? Grand Soir, that fragrance, and that's a lot more grandpa-y. This kind of has those vibes, but a lot more interesting. That's the whole amber, benzoin, etc. The dried fruits, the cardamom spice, it's a very sexy tobacco inclusion as well. Now, both of these are not out. This one's not out yet. This one is available at the time of making this video. So let's first talk about how these compare to the original. Amber Empire, as of right now, this concentration I have is 26%, and the final version is gonna be about 30% concentration. The first time I rocked this one, I didn't feel like it was lasting that long. It was giving me about 5.5 hours, and then after maturation, it gave me about 6 to 7. It's about 7 hours now. This one is damn near the same. It's about 7 hours, but the projection of it is pretty nice. So with that being said, the fragrance itself, this is about 90% close. How are they quantifying? Everything is 90% close. Listen, the factories actually quantify it through a GCMS machine, and they give them an actual fucking number, okay? And usually when I'm there or when they're telling us, they'll say 5%, but even then I'll say 10% because it's not that close. GCMS will say it, and I'll say lower. I can at least speak for myself, okay? Now, when it comes to this fragrance, I would personally say it's about 88 to 90%. Really, Neeb? Really? Yeah, bro. I'm OCD. It's the truth. Is that not what you want? I think this is slightly different, and let's talk about why. This fragrance opens up with the same exact opening, except for the fact that the richness from the OG, in comparison to both of these, opens up a little bit more bright while still being rich. This one just opens up rich. This one opens up with a brightness not as rich, and even maybe slightly more spiced, if you will. The green kicks off more. As it starts to settle down, it just basically envelops itself in the richness, the dried fruits, and the cardamom, and it stays pretty consistent and linear throughout its entirety. On skin, the most recent wear was about 7 hours, very impressive. The projection, however, it's not something that's going to slap people, it's something that they have to come in to smell. So that's that for this, and that's expected with higher concentrations, and it's gonna get a higher concentration. However, with a higher concentration in general, I would imagine that the fixatives that allows it to project will be increased. So I can't tell you exactly for that one, but I will eventually. Faris Al Arab in the opening opens up with slightly more spice, but still stupidly close. Both of these qualities is incredible, considering the fact that these are a fifth of the price, if that. This, however, has a little bit more of a prominent, crisp, green, I would say, tobacco. And because of that, I feel like this one projected a little bit better, and that's the honest to God truth. So it's 1 to 2% difference. That's how small it is. I'm an obsessive person. I have 5,000 fragrances. Of course, I can detect those subtle differences. I make my own fragrances as well. So that 1 to 2% difference is actually, for some people, considered a pro. How does it compare into being a good clone? It's still an excellent clone. The projection for this was definitely better than this. The richness in this was favorable for me than this. As they both started to dry down, they got a lot closer to each other, but there was just that green note, the tobacco in this, that was more prominent throughout its entirety of the wear. 7 hours in, they were both still there on skin. This one's still projecting a little bit harder. This one has a denseness that I favor a little bit more. It's richer, it's bolder, and although it's not like projecting, the scent profile in itself actually did really well in both. Man, these are both solid. This, while it's an excellent fragrance and a great contender, isn't as rich as this one. So here we go, the pros and the cons. The pros for Amber Empire: close 90%, virtually indistinguishable, and really good on skin 7 hours after maturation. Now the cons: projection is relatively weak. Another con, I don't have the final extrait version. And lastly, it's not available at the time of making this video. It should be available at the end of October, shoparomatics.com. Now the pros and cons for Faris Al Arab. Pros, much like Amber Empire, premium quality. Second pro would be the projection. And lastly, longevity is above average. The sillage for this one was definitely better than Amber Empire. Now the cons with this one has a little bit, and I mean a very slightly more prominent green tobacco note that some might mistaken for a hint of patchouli. And that's pretty much it. I think that both these fragrances have more pros than anything. They're a fraction of the price. They both smell expensive. If I had to pick one, Amber Empire. If you have to pick one, honestly, both of these are W's. This one's available, this one's not. My friend today was just talking to me. It's like, hey bro, I just ended up buying Faris Al Arab because I couldn't wait any longer and it was still a good fragrance. I was like, dude, that's great. It's still a great fragrance. He's like, I'm probably gonna buy Amber Empire too. Go for it. They both have subtle differences you will absolutely detect. And I'm sorry, but anybody that tells you they're the same, they're not the same. And when this one gets even stronger, it'll be even richer. This is a lighter, airier, more diffusive and more projecting, slightly more spiced and green. This is a rich, dense, super rich style of blonde amber. Both are W's, but I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. Which one are you picking? Is the pro of the projection good enough for you to like it? One comment that I did get while wearing this fragrance is a girl actually commented, and somebody I know at the gym, and she said that she could smell what smells like this green earthy vibe. And I asked her, I was like, what, like patchouli? She said, yeah. And I was wearing this one. This is the day that I wore this while not getting the same comment as this. Doesn't mean it's anything negative, just giving you an idea. And that's pretty much it, you guys. This is the stone cold, hard, honest truth. There is not a single dollar amount that will buy my opinion. Time is money, but opinions can never, should never, and will never be bought. So help me God, Wallah al-Azim, on everything I love, always keeping it real, on everything I love, including my mother, always. As always, the honest truth, Faris Al Arab versus Amber Empire. I guess that's another con. Clone War coming soon. And in that Clone War, we've got about 2 more to put. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Which one of these would you grab? And make sure to hit that subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.